Do, 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 do. Right. What is the crack, everyone? Welcome to MLS Ireland Does Predictions. This is a midweek kind of thing. There's only like about 7 or 8 games on. Actually, is there about 7 or 8 games? I think there's about five, six. So there's 6 games on. One on tonight. Then I think there's on two. Then the next night, and then there's three on the next night, and then two more after that. So we might as well crack on. If you're new to this, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to this on Twitch, hit that follow button. Trying to get more than 13. But it is now basically starting now to come into the winter now, and it's getting to be a bit cold. And basically, I was outside and it rained a lot, and I kind of need to go get someone for started it because I'm soaking wet. But anyway, I wanted to get this done quite quickly because it's nearly dark. But regardless to that, I may as well crack on with my predictions. It is Seattle against LAFC. Sorry, LA Galaxy. Sorry, beg your pardon. So there's going to be an interesting one. Seattle Sounders at home. They didn't play during the weekend because obviously they're playing tonight and they're playing LA Galaxy, who lost 3 out of the last 4 away from home, which isn't good. They're coming up against a very good team in Seattle, who kind of have actually lost their last. Well, they haven't been great either, so that's not to say that they not couldn't do a good job tonight. They've lost their last game against LAFC. That was a 3-0 loss. Then they got beaten by Sporting Kansas City at home 2-1. They drew with Colorado 1-all away from home. In Houston, they lost to Houston. So not very good. But again, they're coming up against an LA Galaxy team who you expect them to beat, really. Sporting Kansas City beat them 2-0 and they drew against Dallas 2-0. And now they're coming up away to Seattle Sounders, which would make it quite an interesting game. Just because for the fact that Seattle have won 3 of their last 4 at home. I'll probably predict I'll go for like a 2-1 win. I'll go for a 2-1 win to Seattle Sounders, just for the fact that they have a better home record than LA Galaxy have away. So that's what I'll pick in that one. 2-1. The next one is LAFC against Vancouver. Now, LAFC now are starting to play a bit better now at home. I think they could be in the playoffs. Thanks, James. LAFC, can they make it in? They could possibly make it into the playoffs, which would be interesting to see. Sorry, James, I picked your dog, but I think I just looked at you. So LAFC coming up against the Vancouver team. Where is Vancouver? They're actually 6th in the league, which is pretty impressive, all things considered. Let's see. Vancouver are 12th overall. LAFC, sorry, are 16th. This will be an interesting one. I think LAFC have probably a better team than Vancouver, but Vancouver seem to be playing a lot better than LAFC. At the moment, granted, Vancouver away from home have only won 2 games, which isn't great, whereas LAFC have won 8. Impressively. I can probably go for I'll go for like a 2-all draw in this one. I think LAFC have a good team to win this game, but I think Vancouver probably have a good wee saying it and get a couple of goals in this one and get a 2-all. It'll be an impressive game. The next one is Montreal against Houston Dynamo. Now, Houston Dynamo haven't won a game away from home this season. Montreal have lost 3 at home. Houston haven't won anything in the last 4, whereas Montreal have. Could possibly go for like a 2-0 win in that one. Montreal are probably the better team. Houston are struggling away from home. They're not doing all that great. So it is probably an easy one for Montreal if they do keep it up and do well, obviously. And then a 2-0 win should be easy enough for them. The next one is New York Red Bull against Atlanta. Now, this was actually an interesting one. Red Bulls actually haven't scored that many goals this season at home, but their home record is pretty good in the last 4. They won 3 of the last 4, drew 1, and then Atlanta kind of away from home. They won their last game away from home, which was on the 2nd of October, which is basically a month ago. So not good. Um, but then they beat Toronto away from home then on the 16th. And then they're going to be their first game on the road again in about 3 or 4 weeks. So this is pretty going to be an interesting one. Don't know what to go for this one. Let me see. I'll go for probably a 1-all. Keep it down the line. I think these two teams are probably going to be well matched. I think Red Bull are going to be very press heavy, and then basically just go for like a 1-all draw. I think Atlanta should have get a good goal in this one. It could possibly go down to Atlanta at the end of the day, I think. But I'm going to stick with a 1-all draw in this one. The next one is Austin FC against Sporting Kansas City. Austin actually doing very well now lately. In the last four, they've actually won three. Thanks, James. It's a Philadelphia hat. So Austin, won three of the last four, where Sporting Kansas City have away from home actually lost two and won two. So actually, Austin are actually starting to play pretty well at home. They're finally getting results. They beat Houston Dynamo in their last home game, and that was a 2-1 win. So pretty impressively. I think they're going to win against Sporting Kansas City? Probably not. The two teams. I could probably go for like a 2-1 win to Sporting Kansas City, just for the fact that Sporting Kansas City are a better team, better setup. Austin at home probably get a good wee goal out of this and probably get a good result out of the whole situation. But I think they're going to be a 2-1 win. I think Sporting Kansas City are just going to be a wee bit too strong for them. It's going to be a 2-1. And now the last game is Real Salt Lake against Portland Timbers. Real Salt Lake, these two teams, Real Salt Lake has won three out of the last four, whereas Portland won two and lost two. Portland's starting to not play great. They beat San Jose, but then before that got beat by Colorado away from home, got beaten by Vancouver at home, then they lost to LA Galaxy. So they kind of went off the boil, if that's what people say. They're coming up against a Real Salt Lake team in Real Salt Lake, who lost their last home game against San Jose Earthquakes, and then the last home game before that was Colorado Rapids 3-1. So they are capable of winning this one, but this is probably going to be an interesting one. Dare I say, I can probably I'll go for like a 3-2 to Portland Timbers. I think Portland Timbers could actually get a good result out of this one. Real Salt Lake are a very good team, but they're very up and down. They're kind of hot and cold, is what people say as well. A lot of good things that people say. Portland, I think, should probably win this one 3-2, so I've got to stick with a 3-2 win in that one. That's were my predictions. We're quick and quite sweet. There's actually three people watching this, amazingly. Those are my predictions. Anything else that I've missed? Because it is a couple of good games in there. Seattle tonight against LA Galaxy would be a pretty impressive one. Granted, it's going to be on like at 3 o'clock here, which I don't think I'll be up for to watch. But I'll watch the highlights in the morning, which should be impressive. Do you think Seattle probably should be winning that one quite easily? So I'll go for yes. I'm gonna stick with my 2-all, and then it's gonna be like a draw with LAFC and Vancouver 2-all. Vancouver probably could surprise anybody really on their day. They're actually doing pretty well, so I'm going to go for a 2-all. And then obviously there's Montreal against Houston, which I predicted 2-0 to Montreal because Houston are crap away from home. Then the next, and obviously there's Austin going to lose 2-1 to Sporting Kansas City because they are good at home, but I think Sporting Kansas City are better. And Real Salt Lake is going to be a 3-2 win to Portland Timbers because I think Portland Timbers are kind of don't know what happened to them. Like they just kind of went off. They just basically switched off for a couple of games there, and then they kind of came back. So I'm going to stick with 3-2. Perfect. Those are my predictions. I hope you enjoyed them, and I hope to see you on the next one. Short and sweet. Bye now.